UFOs you're seeing right now are part of a galactic battle that has been going on for eons. Not only is the US Congress holding multiple hearings about UFOs, being very brazen and in your face about the existence of UFOs and aliens, but you have so many people from different parts of the world filming very weird things going on in the sky. And I hate to break it to you guys, but us spiritual people have been telling you this for decades. There has been a galactic war going on. Aliens are real. Now, this creator here, Josh Polarity Media, he uploaded a video talking about how this guy, pictured above him, created a computer software program that predicted the future events that were to come. And basically, if you go watch the video, the computer software program predicted that there was going to be a galactic war in which there was going to be human technology versus UFO technology, and the battles were going to be going on in the sky. And it was going to happen around the time Trump became president. What's happening now? It was the final Trump card. I've also been saying this for years. The veils are thinning, and a lot of the UFOs here are not here to visit. We're actually tapping into a different dimension, a higher dimension. We used to not be able to see them as clearly, but because human consciousness is ascending, the veils are thinning, accessing a new world in which we can see them. And guess what? It has been going on underneath our noses this whole time. This galactic battle has been going on for probably millions of years. And humans are the precious cargo that these aliens want their hands on. The reason why they haven't all offed us yet is because the human race, our energy is directly tied to Mother Earth. So if we all die, Mother Earth dies and they lose their precious cargo. This is why they wanted to cull the human count to only about 5 million or something like that. Like there was this plan that the 1% had where they only wanted 5 million people on Earth, or 15 million, something like that. Whether you want to believe it or not, this is a battle between good aliens, neutral aliens, and evil aliens. This is what the Bible calls the fallen angelics versus the angelics. All it means is just interdimensional beings fighting over this plot of land called Garden of Eden, which is Earth. If you want a better reference, please go watch the Avatar movies with the Na'vi people, the blue alien Na'vi people, but switch the roles. Humans are the ones being colonized by aliens. The ones that want control over humanity and Earth, they are extremely vested in our DNA because our DNA holds the key to their own power. Have you ever thought about why do biblical and religious texts always say human beings are actually very favored by the Creator, by Source, by God? The Bible even states that human beings are God's favorite creation. Another clue I'm going to give you is that these alien overlords, the whole Anunnaki lore, like, oh, they created us. They never created us. They tampered with our DNA to have us under their control so they can do whatever they want with us. They have been harvesting our energy and our life force for as long as human history has existed. What is the true apocalypse? It's the revelation of the actual truth that these aliens have been here this whole time. Obviously, I cannot go further into talking about this because my TikTok account has been banned twice because I talk about this. So clearly they don't want the truth coming out. But if you're curious to learn more about how this matrix got created, how humanity was created, how humanity is actually an angelic race that was brainwashed and colonized by these fallen angelics, my book, Made in God's Image, talks about everything you need to know that I can't say here on TikTok. The UFOs you're
Hello, good people, welcome back again to this particular episode, this session right over here. Aliens. Aliens. Nothing gets me moving, nothing gets my adrenaline high and up than the mysteries, especially when you do not have all the exact answers to a mystery or to a question that you are maybe struggling with. Now, the unidentified flying objects, as they've been labeled, they are unidentified. Now, this particular video, I'm going to react on several, reactions or as part to the sightings of those particular unidentified flying objects, as recently they've been viewed or they've been sighted in New Jersey, and that comes at the time when Donald Trump is about to be gotten into office, but that one should also tell us something. And of course, all these particular people who have got this particular different opinion as per to why now, why haven't we seen these particular sightings before, and only this, and why they only appear, or the sightings are sighted in around the states of America, and none other than other places. In most frequently, they are sighted around those particular regions. Why don't we have these particular aliens here in Africa? Hmm? Yes, we need to, at least one of the fine nights when I, pop out and, of course, my eyes up into the skies, and all of a sudden, here we are, alien. It will be so exciting, and, I don't know what kind of a feeling that's going to, brought up by when I just, let's say, bump into an alien, a sighting up there, just something which is flying up there. Oh my God, I'll just take me. Take me, you've just come, just changed my life. Now, anyway, guys, we're going to watch to many other reactions from the same, and then, of course, do drop me your comments in the comment section. What exactly you think of these particular sightings? Is it high time that we start now aligning ourselves to the Creator? Is it that particular time that now we're supposed to, God, please, we are here. Don't kill us. You're the one who put us here. Or it is just another hoax up there about these particular things, and somebody, an intelligent mind is trying to play with our, with our psychology, and as this particular lady has already put it. But again, guys, there are many comments that we're going to share from, so shortly I'm going to patch it here, and then we keep on watching. But also give your sentiments and your thoughts of what you think of the aliens. Yeah, I need to hear some, these neurophysicists, not neurophysicists, the physicists out there, what exactly they think. Is it a visitation from the other place? Do we have other us in, let's say, for example, Alpha Centauri? Forgive me, I just didn't say Alpha Centauri, but there is a likelihood that we've been visited and that we have been, hey, brothers and sisters, it's time to go home. Let's keep on watching, and then I'll come back at the end of it if it's more sentiments and comments over the same. Let's keep on watching.
Space Agency was asked in an interview earlier this week, why do UFO sightings only occur over the Americas? He gave an interesting two-part answer. Let's take a listen to what his response was.
Scientific helps you discover the unknown. Scientistic makes you reject the unknown.
Maybe that's a good definition.
But let's actually speak about this alien situation, sir. How come UFOs are only spotted in America and South America? That's where you hear most of it.
See, many a times these type of observations are much more feasible in the northern latitudes, southern latitudes. See, equatorial region are always cloudy. If you look at Africa, India, or the South Asian, all those nations are in the equator. The Northern European and American are in the northern latitudes. And on the southern latitude, you don't have any nation other than Australia.
Gotcha.
So, if any events of this nature, especially the events in the sky where there is, for example, auroras, you are able to see in the northern side. The solar related effects are mostly seen in the northern side. Even the cyclones and other activities are more on the other sides, not on the equator. Equator has a different climatic conditions, and mostly it is covered. The sky is mostly dark, not blue. If you go to US, you will see the sky to be more bluer than in India. It's not due to pollution alone. It's due to various, the content of water vapor in there and many things. So this is scientific.
Right.
Now, there is non-scientific reason. Americans have a nature to detect so many things all around and make a story out of it. And many of the UFO stories are mostly fabricated stories, not the real stories.
Many of them are.
Yeah,
but some of them might be true.
Maybe true, because I can't comment on it because I have not seen it yet.
The full wide-ranging interview with Dr. S. Samanth, who's the chairman of ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization, is fascinating and well worth the watch. You can watch it at The Ron Veer Show on YouTube. And he gave us two answers to the UFOs over America's question. One being the usual answer people bring up, which is Americans like to fabricate stories, be the center of attention, etc., etc. But his other part to the answer I did find interesting because you don't hear it as often, which is that there is a feasibility difference about your ability to even have a sighting in the first place based on whether you're closer to the equator versus closer to the poles. And that was, again, an interesting first principles perspective to get added to the lexicon. So, yes, the majority of sightings are either prosaic or fabrications, but there is still the 1 to 2% that is curious. And that's not only in the public sphere, but that's also what we hear coming out of official programs like the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which still has a set of cases, 1 to 2% of the time, that show anomalous behaviors that don't yet have a prosaic explanation. The head of India's space agency was asked in an interview earlier this week, why do UFO sightings only occur over the Americas? He gave an interesting two-part answer. Let's take a listen to what his response was.
Scientific.
To all you people who called me a liar, look, that's where the spaceship landed. I told you an alien is coming to visit me. That's where it is. How do you explain that? How do you explain that there's no car? There's no car. You're going to say it's a car, right? You're going to say it's a car. There's no car. There's no car. And the media is going to try to cover this up. Everyone's going to try to cover this up because I'm a celebrity. But this is where he landed. And I told you guys that he does that all the time.
So there are two questions I have to ask you. The first one's kind of fun. Aliens. I want to talk to you about aliens.
Yeah.
UFOs, UAPs.
I know.
The disclosure we've seen in Congress recently. It's confusing and upsetting a lot of Americans because there's something happening. There are unidentified aerial phenomena in the sky. We don't know what they are. Do you?
So it's such a question I do get a lot, and it's such an interesting question. I've met with pilots that look just like you, actually. Okay, they have more of a crew cut. Okay, they look like him and they look like you. Some of them look like you,
A little fatter.
but these are perfect people.
Okay.
And they're not
crazy.
conspiratorial. They're not crazy.
Yeah.
And they tell me stories that they've seen things that you wouldn't believe. These are not people that you would say, "Gee, oh, that's
There's no
okay."
way. President of the United States.
But
I said, was your
Who
phone
is it?
silent?
That's Joe Biden wanting to do an interview. So I've met with pilots like beautiful Tom Cruise, but taller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Handsome, perfect people. Sir, there was something there that was round in form and going like 4 times faster than my super jet fighter plane. And I look at these guys and they really mean it.
Yeah.
And am I a believer? No, I can't say I am. But I have met with people that are serious people that say there's some really strange things that they see flying around out there. And, if you go to Nevada and you look at that little section of where they go to look at the aliens, where they think all the aliens are landing, that, it's I think it's maybe the number one tourist attraction in the United States.
Roswell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roswell. I think it's the number one. It's the lines of people waiting. You have no idea how many times I'm asked that question.
But don't you have access to that information?
I have access, and I speak to people about it. I've had actually meetings on it, and they will tell you there's something going on. When they say things are going 4 times faster than my beautiful top-of-the-line airplane that goes, real fast.
With no identifiable propulsion
Mach
system.
2,
Yeah.
right?
These things are creating their own gravity fields, allegedly.
Well, they have people that are very smart and very solid have said they believe there is something out there. And, it makes sense that there could be. I've never been convinced, even despite that. I just, for some reason, it's not my thing. But a lot of people believe that it's true. A lot of very good, solid people believe it's true. I know there are illegal aliens out there, but those are the ones that come through the border. We have plenty of them. Those are the ones I know.
So there are two questions.
Hello. This one really kind of got my attention, and I have really to say something about this. The only aliens that Donald Trump is aware are those ones that are crossing the borders illegally. But I can tell you this, in as much as that he's a realist, I think Donald Trump is up there, and that's the best thing about Donald Trump. Now, in this particular video here, the commentaries: do these things exist? And if you were out there, this video, you came across this particular video accidentally, kindly do drop us your comments on the comment section. Let us exactly know: are we at the verge of something? Or do we have the group of few individuals, quote unquote elite, who have access to these snippets of information of about flying objects, yeah, randomly up there in our space? It wouldn't be like these guys, they're asking for permission to fly in our airspace. Like if these particular airspaces have been really highly protected, surveilled, how comes that we can have all of a sudden these particular things just flying up here and we are not aware? Somebody has the information. Somebody somewhere is sitting on this information. But anyway, guys, do drop me your comments on the comment section. Let us know what exactly you think of this particular UFOs, even from the latest sightings. It is 12th of December. The year is 2024. And of course, I'm far away from those particular sightings where they were sighted, but I can tell you that internet does not lie, and these particular gadgets and the technology, if these particular aliens are there, or these particular UFOs, let's just not just really conclude or just run up to assumptions, but I can tell you that it will be an interesting, funny, a good thing at the same time, and a scaring thing to to get into an encounter. All of a sudden an alien stands there, or that there is a visitation from the extraterrestrial life forms, and then they've come here in planet Earth and they're like, hey, we have come and we have a story. It would be really interesting to hear from them and get to know what is the other side of live has in store. Guys, there's one more video that I want us really to look at, and of course after we looked at it, then we sum up our comments and then we see how this one works. Let's just keep on watching.
Government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after the hearing.
You've stated that the government is in possession.
We're not alone. We are not alone in this universe, and it is a simple fact. And the U.S. government has been aware of that fact now for decades. The United States has been involved in the recovery of objects, vehicles of unknown origin that are neither from our country or any other foreign country that we're aware of. We as a nation have been interested in not only the vehicles themselves, but the occupants of these vehicles, to include biological specimens. We're not alone.
Mr. Gresh, finally, do you believe that our government is in possession of...
And I was glad to have Linda this morning finally say...
Mr. Gresh, finally, do you believe that our government is in possession of UAPs?
Absolutely, based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years.
Yes. Welcome back again. Even as we've already seen those particular many different, reactions from people who've had maybe the first encounter with the aliens. And and maybe they've got their own perspective as far as these, encounters are concerned, but I don't know about you. But on my side, I can tell you that really, if these things do exist, 50-50, yeah, I feel like, my, intuitions and my instincts are guiding me to a point whereby I would want to believe that they do exist. And of course, and if they do exist, they're not of bad intent. They're either trying to find out, trying to blend, integrate themselves with the humanity. But then, who is humanity? Humanity, they're always in question, and they're so curious. They would want to know more, or they would even want to hurt. But the reason as to why I believe this has been in a secret, has been kept in secret for so long, could be maybe to protect mankind from the whole revelation of the full information that maybe mankind cannot be able to digest. It would be like brain roasting if all that information was, let out, to public consumption. It would, just as it is doing currently, look alone, even the sighting itself, it does trigger some confusion, around the globe. So guys, if you get where I'm headed to, do drop me your comments on the comment section. Has this ever happened to you? What are your thoughts about this particular encounter with these extraterrestrial beings? And would it be a good thing? Are we at the verge of something big? And do drop us your comments on the comment section, and let's meet in the next. See you guys later.